And see this? This face is just from constantly crying, constantly feeling down, constantly feeling exhausted, constantly wondering why would anyone do this to you? What's going on in their head? What makes them tick? What were they thinking? If they were thinking. The thing is, they don't think. And they think that they, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, P. Diddy, whoever, you know, they think they've got power. They're untouchable. No one's gonna ever hold them accountable. So this YouTube channel had been in the making since 2021. I couldn't get it launched. Failure to launch. However, recently I've decided, you know what, let's just give it a bash, because if you never get started, you're never going to get anywhere, isn't it? So we're here to laugh. Don't forget, spread love and light everywhere you go. And remember, beauty comes from within. So it doesn't matter if you're going to be seeing me on my channel in my nightgown, with a face, without a face, minimal face like I have now. Just remember, I have been evaluated recently. And I'm not here to look for anyone's empathy, sympathy. Everyone's got things going on in their life. Everyone needs to deal with their own things at their own time. But mine has just been compounded by more stresses, more of everyone's bullshit that they don't get to carry, and they dump it on top of me and just expect me to deal with totally fabricating bullshit. After that, we went through COVID, and I had written off my paid up car, and that just compounded to my emotions and feelings of not wanting to get out of bed. And shortly after that, while me trying to explain to the nearest and dearest around me, this is what I'm going through, this is how I feel, I don't feel like I want to be here anymore, I don't feel like there's a purpose for me. And this has nothing to do with your faith or your belief system. This is just needing to deal with other people's BS and them expecting you to deal with it, get over it. It's happened in the past. It doesn't just go away. You can't just make it go away. You can't make your feelings, well, to someone else that looks in from the outside, you can't exactly explain to them, this is how I feel, this is what's been done to me. This is then compounded by another allegation of me committing some fraudulent activity on someone, and then me knowing that is actually yes. Where's the proof? I mean, the audacity of people just to keep putting you down because they are insecure, because they feel somehow, because they don't know how to deal with themselves. That's been compounded by, again, something else. Now, if someone has accused you of criminal activities and you have to go and defend yourself, and you look like the insecure one, and it's just bullshit. And you know what? It's by time that we all start standing up for ourselves and speaking up for what's right and what's wrong. And maybe if more people had the guts to stand up and speak up, there wouldn't be this many abusers or people that just take advantage and do with us what they want to. Because there should be consequences. Long story short, since 2021, I felt to launch this channel, and having gone through my second spat of not feeling like I want to get out of bed, and it's bullshit. So like I said, whether you're Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, P. Diddy, what you do in the dark is going to come to light, believe it or not. The way you treat people, the way you mistreat people, it all comes to light. So the reason for my channel is so many man hours have gone into talking and speaking, and what it's come to is, you know what, you've got so much amped up emotions, things you're going through, things you have gone through, things that you hold inside that you don't speak about, and you need to speak, and you need to speak. And I'm like, this is just bullshit, you know, because you don't need to speak about these things. Like people that get armed and they go to a police station, they file a report, and next thing you know, there's a case, a criminal case. That person, the perpetrator, gets called in, gets arrested, whatever. There's a person, all my abusers, personally, I'm speaking for myself, they wouldn't be able to stand 1/5 of the pain, of the heartache, of the pain, of the devastation, of the humiliation, if I had to speak up and out them. I don't think they have the backbone, the balls, or the guts, the core that it takes to know when an abuser abuses you, it's on them. You can't be accountable for what they've done to you, how they've treated you, what they've said about you. At the end of the day, when we are no longer here on this earth, we are all going to answer for our own sins. It is what it is how it is. Nothing's going to change it. Everybody is going to answer for their own sins eventually. So, remember, be a good person, spread love, spread light, do what you think is best for you, and at the end of the day, you will feel empowered, in control. Stand up for yourself. Don't get walked over. Don't take any BS from anyone. And then just come over to my channel and laugh with me. And like Jeffrey Epstein, after he got convicted, he hung himself because he couldn't live with the humiliation of what he did in the dark actually came to light. He did his on the run, and whatever happened to that fat sack, I have no idea. Bottom line is, abusers is going to push you and push you until you grow a backbone, stand up for yourself and say, enough is enough. I've birthed this channel because I no longer feel like I have the ability to sell myself, to go get re-employed, sit in an interview. I don't know how many jobs I've had in the past 4 years, probably 3 or 4, because every time these abusers emotionally, mentally abuse me to the point where, you know what, I have to deal with my kids in my home life, and then I have to go to work, deal with my clients, deal with my workload, answer to my boss, and come back home, and then it just hits me on the drive home. How dare they? How could they get away with this? What made them do this? What, like, where does it all stem from? And I refuse to be quiet. I refuse to keep it inside. I refuse to put on a brave face just so that I can go face the world because someone else decided to be that insecure to accuse me of doing something that I was not even remotely in cahoots with, or not even remotely aware of, or not even remotely thought of. I'm like just so incapable of even, I can give up my luxuries for my sanity, and someone else comes along and says, well, no, I actually don't think that you would give up your luxuries for your sanity. Let me just make you more insane. Let me just accuse you of something else that I think you are capable of. Let me just paint the picture to everyone around you that this is what you've actually done, factually actually done to me. Yeah, at the end of the day, a bully is always going to be a bully. And what you do in the dark is always going to come to light. This isn't to put anyone down, but the reason for this channel is I need to find something constructive to do with my time in the day, and this is what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to laugh at stories all day long because my therapist says it's good for me to speak. So all I'll be doing is being on my channel, laughing about things, and I'm bringing you along. So don't forget to subscribe,